You're probably thinking I'm crazy. Why would anyone willingly give up coffee for 90 days? I'll tell you why. For the last 3 years, I've been dealing with constant anxiety, terrible sleep, and energy crashes that made it impossible to be productive. I'd wake up exhausted, chug coffee just to feel normal, ride a caffeine high for a few hours, then crash harder than before. And the cycle would repeat every single day. I always suspected coffee was the problem. I'd notice after drinking multiple cups that my hands would shake, my heart would race, and I'd feel this overwhelming sense of dread for no reason. The research backed it up too. But here's the thing. Coffee wasn't just my morning drink. It was my identity. It was my comfort. It was the ritual that got me through every workday. And I had tried quitting before, but I'd always crawl back within a week. But now I'm someone who creates content to inspire you to become your best self. And I realized I can't preach about self-improvement while being a slave to this addiction, so I made a commitment. 90 days, no coffee, no exceptions. Week 1, withdrawal hell. The first 3 days were absolutely brutal. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I woke up on day 1 feeling like I'd been hit by a truck. My head was pounding, my body felt heavy, and I had this brain fog that made even simple tasks feel impossible. Okay, so it's day 2, I feel terrible. This headache won't go away. I've been staring at my laptop for 20 minutes and I haven't written a single word. The headaches were relentless. It felt like someone was squeezing my skull from the inside. I'd heard about caffeine withdrawal before, but experiencing it firsthand was on another level. Every fiber of my being was screaming at me to just have one cup, just one small cup to make it all go away. But I couldn't. I made a promise to you, and more importantly, to myself. By day 4, the physical symptoms started to ease up a bit, but then came the emotional roller coaster. I was irritable, everything annoyed me, I snapped at people for no reason. And the fatigue, oh man, the fatigue was unreal. I'd be falling asleep at my desk by 2 p.m. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I genuinely cannot keep my eyes open right now. This is way harder than I thought. The social aspect was surprisingly tough too. Meeting a friend for coffee, awkward. Just water for me, thanks. Morning meetings at the coffee shop, torture. Sitting there with my herbal tea while everyone else enjoyed their lattes made me feel like an outsider. Weeks 2 through 3, finding alternatives. Around week 2, I had to get strategic. The cravings weren't going away, so I needed to replace the ritual, not just remove it. I started experimenting with alternatives. First up, herbal teas. Peppermint, chamomile, ginger. I went through like 15 different kinds trying to find something that would give me that same warm, comforting feeling. None of them quite hit the spot, but they helped. Then I discovered chicory root coffee. It looks like coffee, smells kinda like coffee, but has 0 caffeine. Did it taste like coffee? Not really, but it was close enough to trick my brain during those desperate morning moments. All right, trying this chicory thing. It's not coffee, but it's not terrible either. I also had to completely restructure my mornings. Coffee wasn't just caffeine for me, it was the trigger that started my entire day. So I replaced it with a new routine. Wake up, drink a full glass of water, do 10 minutes of stretching, then make my herbal tea while planning my day. The water thing was huge. Turns out I'd been chronically dehydrated for years because I was replacing water with coffee. Who knew? But even with all these alternatives, the cravings would still hit hard. I'd walk past a Starbucks and the smell would almost break me. I'd watch YouTube and see people casually drinking their morning coffee and feel genuine jealousy. Weeks 4 through 6, the turning point. This is where things started to shift. Around day 25, I woke up and realized something. I wasn't tired, like actually wasn't tired. I had energy, real sustainable energy that didn't come from a cup. It was subtle at first. I'd make it to lunch without that mid-morning slump. Then I'd make it to dinner without the afternoon crash. My sleep was improving too. I was falling asleep faster and waking up fewer times during the night. Okay, so it's been about a month now, and I'm starting to actually feel good. Like I haven't felt this clear-headed in years. The anxiety that had been my constant companion for years was fading. Those random panic attacks I'd get in the middle of the day, gone. The racing thoughts that kept me up at night, significantly reduced. My resting heart rate dropped from 75 beats per minute to 62 beats per minute. But here's what really blew my mind. My productivity actually increased. I know, how is that possible without coffee? But think about it. Before, I'd have these intense bursts of productivity fueled by caffeine, followed by crashes where I couldn't do anything. Now, my energy was consistent throughout the day. I was getting more done because I could sustain focus for longer periods. I also noticed I was saving a ridiculous amount of money. I used to spend about $6 to $8 per day on coffee. That's $180 to $240 per month. In 6 weeks, I'd saved over $300. That might not sound like much, but that's $2,800 per year, enough for a nice vacation or a new camera for my channel. Week 7 through 12, unexpected benefits. Around week 7, people started noticing changes. My girlfriend said I seemed calmer, more present. My friends commented that I wasn't as jittery during conversations. Even my mom called to tell me I looked healthier in my recent videos. But the biggest surprise came from my workouts. I always relied on coffee as my pre-workout. I genuinely didn't think I could exercise without it, but I was wrong. My endurance actually improved. I wasn't getting those mid-workout crashes anymore. My recovery time was faster. I started researching why this was happening, and it turns out that caffeine can actually interfere with your body's natural energy production. When you're constantly stimulating yourself artificially, your body stops producing energy as efficiently on its own. But once you remove that artificial stimulation, your body recalibrates and becomes better at generating natural, sustained energy. Just finished a workout, no coffee, no pre-workout, and I feel amazing. I don't know why I didn't try this sooner. My skin improved too. I wasn't expecting this at all, but my complexion became clearer. The dark circles under my eyes faded. I looked more hydrated, more alive. Apparently, coffee is a diuretic, which was contributing to my dehydration and affecting my skin. Weeks 10 through 12, the real test. Around week 10, I faced my biggest challenge yet. I had to pull an all-nighter to finish a video that was due the next day. This was a situation where, in the past, I would have consumed an obscene amount of coffee to power through, but I couldn't. So what did I do? I took strategic 20-minute power naps, I drank tons of water, I did jumping jacks every hour to keep my blood flowing. And you know what? I finished the video. It wasn't easy, but I proved to myself that I could do it without coffee. It's 3 a.m. I'm exhausted, but I'm going to finish this without coffee. If I can do this, I can do anything. That night was a turning point mentally. I realized all these years I'd been using coffee as a crutch. I'd convinced myself that I needed it to function, to be creative, to be productive. But that was just my addiction talking. The truth is, I was always capable of doing these things on my own. The other major test came during a stressful week where everything seemed to go wrong. My car broke down, I had a conflict with a friend, and I got some disappointing news about a project I'd been working on. In the past, this would have sent me straight to the coffee pot as a form of comfort and stress relief. But I stuck with it. I dealt with the stress through exercise, meditation, and talking to people I trust, and I came out the other side stronger. Week 13, day 90, the results. So here we are, 90 days, 3 full months without a single drop of coffee. Let me show you the before and after. On day 0, I was a person who couldn't function without caffeine. I was anxious, jittery, sleeping poorly, and dependent on a substance just to feel normal. I was spending nearly $3,000 a year on coffee. I had massive energy swings throughout the day. Now, 90 days later, I have consistent energy from morning to night. My anxiety has decreased by probably 70%. I'm sleeping 7 to 8 hours consistently and waking up refreshed. My resting heart rate has dropped 13 beats per minute. I've saved over $800. My skin is clearer, my productivity is higher, and most importantly, I've broken free from a dependency that controlled my life for years. But here's what I want you to understand. This isn't about coffee being evil. Coffee itself isn't inherently bad. Some people can drink it in moderation and be totally fine. This is about recognizing when something has power over you and taking that power back. For me, it was coffee. For you, it might be something else. Social media, video games, junk food. Whatever it is that you know deep down is holding you back from being your best self. We all have these things in our lives, these habits or substances or behaviors that we've convinced ourselves we can't live without. But I'm here to tell you that you can. It won't be easy. There will be days where you want to quit, where the discomfort feels unbearable, where going back to the old way seems so much easier. But if you push through, if you stay consistent, if you give your body and mind time to adapt, incredible things can happen. This challenge taught me that I'm stronger than I thought, that I can do hard things, that temporary discomfort leads to long-term growth. And those lessons have carried over into every other area of my life. I'm more disciplined with my work, more patient with challenges, more confident in my ability to achieve difficult goals. Because if I can give up something I was addicted to for years, what else can I do? So what's next? Am I going to stay off coffee forever? Honestly, I don't know. I might reintroduce it occasionally, in moderation, or I might stick with this new lifestyle. But the difference now is that it's a choice, not a dependency. I know I don't need it, and that knowledge is liberating. What I do know is that I'm going to keep challenging myself, keep pushing my limits, keep proving that with consistency and commitment, we can overcome anything. So here's my challenge to you. What's the one thing in your life that you know you should change but haven't? What's your coffee? Pick one thing. Give yourself 90 days. Document the journey if you want. And I promise you, if you stick with it day in and day out, you will transform not just that one area of your life, but yourself as a whole. The person you want to become is on the other side of consistency. So start today, start now, and in 90 days, you'll look back and thank yourself for taking that first step. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment below telling me what you're going to commit to for the next 90 days. I read every single comment, and I want to support you on your journey. Remember, you're capable of so much more than you think. You just have to prove it to yourself. I'll see you in the next video. Now go be great.